Welcome to another episode. Let's talk about it. It's Quiz.
Big.
TJ.
And today we're going to talk about who was better in their prime, Dirk or KG. Both play the same position, so not a crazy comparison. Both Hall of Famers. But if y'all really we talking about two dudes who got the rings. Who was better in their prime, though? We talking about, I guess, top 5 at the position all time? Maybe top 5, 6.
What, top 2?
Power forwards.
Yeah. They in the top 5.
They in the top 5.
Yeah,
they in the top 5.
Yeah, so who y'all got?
Listen, man, I got to go with my boy KG. Just from everything he did in Minnesota, since we were talking about his prime years, everything he did in Minnesota in his prime, going up to when he finally punched through and got to Boston, got the championship in Boston, and just the way he played, how he approached the game,
right?
The way he carried his teams. I gotta go with KG.
Got you. I'm gonna go with Dirk.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dirk also.
All right, so you gonna roll with Dirk too. All right. So one thing I'm gonna get out the way, and we gonna compare them to each other. No knock, KG, great, Hall of Famer.
Here it comes.
But let's remember that in their primes, these guys competed against each other.
Yeah.
And in their primes, one man got swept.
I know. I already knew that was coming.
So that's Dirk. One. It's one.
But bro, I'm just gonna count it. He had no help that year. He had no help. He really didn't have a supporting cast.
Hey,
maybe he was good enough to make it to the playoffs.
He dragged them to the playoffs that year. Stop it.
Oh, what's your rule?
About what?
If you're a great player, you should get one at least, right?
Well, you should get one. He wasn't. That's my rule. But KG wasn't ascending yet. He was still on his rise by the time he was doing that. He ain't reached to the point where he was like, yo, all right, he finally there. He finally made it. So I know I knew that playoff series was coming, but to me, KG was still ascending. He didn't get to it. He didn't get to his prime year to where he got when he finally got the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year.
What's his prime year? How many years?
What from his Minnesota years to about 08 in Boston.
So the first ring.
Huh?
The first ends at the first ring.
You can say that's his prime year.
Yeah, huh?
That's his prime year.
Yeah, but second, third year from second year in Minnesota to his championship in Boston. Yeah, that would be.
So the second year was his prime year.
Prime years, not prime year.
Prime years.
Yeah, prime years. His prime year to me.
But
it's 2. He actually got 2. Like I can't.
Minus 2000.
So when did he first make the playoffs?
Huh?
When did he first make the playoffs?
But he made the playoffs this 3rd, 4th year in the league.
No, he started making it in '98. What time he made it?
In '96. So like I said, so by '98, by the second, third year in the league,
he was in his prime.
He wasn't in his prime. That's my point.
Yeah.
He wasn't in his prime.
So his 3rd year.
He still wasn't in his prime.
Yeah, his prime to me is where he first made Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
I mean, first team and then first team NBA.
Right.
When you do both of those in one season, all right, you here.
You're right. You here.
So I'm just saying, his prime years, he lost 4 straight?
What? Playoffs?
Yeah.
He had no
first
help.
round. First round.
Right. He got
there. Back home.
Right. He
get one.
He had no help. No. He won games. He didn't get swept.
I'm talking about he didn't get swept.
He win one round. He did win one round when he finally got his MVP status. Stop. When he finally got to the point to where he like, all right, I know what I need to do. I know I need to handle this, and he punched right through all the way up to the conference finals.
What happened when Dirk got the keys?
What keys?
To the franchise, which is around like 04 is when he got the keys to the franchise. And Nash, when they traded Nash, so basically it's Dirk. It's Dirk now. It's your team.
Mm-hmm.
So it took about 2 years before he went to the finals.
Yeah,
about 2.
Yeah, about 2.
Dirk.
Yeah, once he got the keys, it was all yours.
It's all yours.
It was off and running.
He was the main man.
It was off and running at that point.
Nah, he wasn't off and running.
It was 2 years. About 2 years.
And we know he would have won if it wasn't for what?
Here we go with these bullcrap refs.
If it wasn't for the refs, that's
bullcrap referees again. But you know what? I can't. You still going with that referee crap?
Yes, I am.
Nah.
He was the one that won for the refs that year.
There was a lot.
They cheated for Wade. That's all I gotta say.
Question: Didn't that team have Stackhouse coming off the bench? They had Jerry coming off the bench, right? That team had Jerry coming off the bench, right?
That team had a squad.
That team had a squad. It wasn't Dirk by itself. That team had a squad. That team had a squad. They had a nice supporting cast. They had a squad. KG barely had any supporting cast until he finally got Sam Cassell and Latrell Sprewell. That's the only time they had.
What happened when he got the supporting cast? Did they still punch through, or they still?
Do you want me to talk about that playoff series? How they got robbed?
They lost to the Lakers. I don't think they was beating the Lakers anyway.
Huh?
I don't think they was beating the Lakers anyway.
It was a little
Not that Lakers. You wasn't gonna be that Lakers.
It's a little lopsided. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look,
It's a little. Them playoff series was a little lopsided. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look,
but like Latrell Sprewell wasn't the most liked player during that time, so we're not gonna go with that. There was a lot of little chippy things, but for the most part, I mean, he had that team was his team. That team was his shot. But then when he finally got to Boston, what'd he do?
Okay,
he had Ray Allen.
No, he had Ray Allen.
Paul Pierce.
He had Ray Allen. He had Paul Pierce. But who was the best player on the squad? Who was averaging 20 and 11? Who was the best player on that
Ray
team?
Allen and Paul Pierce.
He was the best player on the team.
The top, you got two guys that require double teams, man.
No, wait, what?
Look, you got Ray Shooter with Ray Allen. You got Paul Pierce. Don't say Ray was done.
We gonna cut this.
Don't say Ray was done.
We gonna cut this crap right now. Ray never drew a double team since Seattle.
He running away from you. He running away from everybody.
He never drew. Ray Allen wasn't drawing a double team when he got to Boston.
He had Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. Come on, man.
He had.
You acting like they were slouches. They Hall of Famers, man. You acting like they were slouches.
All right, so
they were Hall of Famers. You're right, they were Hall of Famers.
But
how long did it take for Dirk to actually win it? He had to get a Hall of Fame on his squad too, and an all defensive player year. Well, he beat a collapsing LeBron in the Miami Heat.
One of the best assembled teams, right?
I don't care. I beat the Lakers with the second greatest player, second coming to Michael Jordan. Get out of here. Come on.
You told me LeBron.
What? LeBron
better than Mike.
Say what?
You said LeBron
that's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. All over the court. That's blasphemy.
You said Wade got a case.
No, I said LeBron's making a case to make himself A. I never said he was better than Mike.
By himself.
Took who down by himself?
Who took that team down by himself?
Took what team down by himself?
That Miami team, with him being the lead. According to y'all. Y'all said he was the lead.
I said
he took it down.
That's right.
Dirk took them down, right? So I mean, just last video, you said how powerful that was.
So we got Dirk took two down, man.
Yeah, Miami team. Y'all told me.
What you take cuts from other people?
What was your counter with that? LeBron wasn't ready. LeBron wasn't ready. That's all I want to hear. No, he took.
Wade was ready.
I don't care. I had to go against Kobe. I had to go against Gasol. I had to go against that whole championship Lakers team. No, we not doing that. One of the top defensive teams in the league. No, Gasol was there. Shaq was gone.
Well, Shaq wasn't out there, right?
No, Shaq was.
But LeBron was out there, right? Mm-hmm. And Wade was out there.
I wear.
You know what I mean? But Shaq wasn't out there. It's just Kobe.
It was no, but
we ain't
doing just Kobe.
All right, so let's do an attribute breakdown.
All right.
Who the better scorer? KG or Dirk?
I'm going with Dirk.
A better scorer?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Just all around offensive game?
Yeah, who the better scorer? Who had the better repertoire, who was more efficient, who had the better range. Mm-hmm. All that combined. I think you're going to be fair and have to get at the Dirk. I think you can get at the Dirk pretty fairly.
True.
He had a better post up, better range.
He had better range and better post. I ain't going to post up. He had better range. He had better range and I'll say he has a better jump shot. He have a better post up. We're not doing that.
All KG did was turn around.
I'm not. No, you're not doing. We can go with better. We can go with better
KG might get a dunk on you.
We can go with these. That's right. So
that's about it.
I count the one leg. At the one leg, you know what I'm saying? You can't beat Dirk's.
That's what I'm saying. That shot.
That's kind of why I count that as a post up.
Yeah, that's. But see, he did that He did that night sometimes without even posting.
Yeah, sometimes he was.
That's why I say he has a better shot. Better post game. We're not doing.
And range.
I think I think I got a better chance of
But
Dirk.
KG can hit threes. He just wasn't told to.
Yeah, I think you got a better chance of Dirk giving you 4 straight games than KG doing it.
But I got a better chance of KG affecting the game on the defensive end than Dirk.
Well, we gonna get the defense.
Score
can we get at? I think we get at the Dirk.
I'll get scoring to Dirk. I will get scoring to Dirk.
Assists, I'm giving it to KG.
Yep.
KG averaged 6 assists a couple of seasons and 5. Dirk ain't really, ever averaged that. So I get at the.
Why? Because he was the main man. He had to score the points.
He had the main man.
He was the main man.
You know what? Getting back to
he didn't have no help.
And getting back to your main man argument, I was just reminded of one thing thinking to my head. Y'all want to talk about Garnett and his playoff run? Who got swept by AC and during his MVP year?
They didn't get swept. They lost. They didn't get swept.
You got killed. Golden State had them running around losing their mind.
That's a fact.
And we ain't talking about Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Golden State. We talking about Baron Davis, Barnes, Steven Jackson, and Al Harris to go to state.
Question for you. You're a religious man, right?
Okay.
We believe. What you think about the power of believing? That was their slogan, right? So we believe.
Obviously,
how much is power of faith?
There's a higher guy involved in that, man. The basketball guy.
The basketball guy.
Yeah,
wait a minute. Did y'all watch? Did y'all remember the games? They was lost out there. They ain't no basketball guys doing this. They were lost out there, and that was his MVP.
That's a fact. That was a bad
KG got an MVP year and went to the Weapons Conference Final. Dirk got an MVP and got knocked out the first round.
That's a bad one. That's a bad
so we not so we're talking about keep going with these playoff runs.
That was the year after, right?
Yeah.
He already knew if Wade and them get there that they was going to cheat again.
What? So you get swept in the first round, let me take a shot at it?
Yeah, why waste your time?
Don't say you got swept.
Farley was sure that was a killer.
Alright, so we got 1-1 right now. We got assists going to
KG.
Scoring rebound. I'm going to KG.
They go to KG and rebound.
So KG up 2-1.
Blocks. I'm going to KG.
Blocks.
So that's 3-1.
Alright, now let's put defense just as one joint. Defense is a 1.
Alright, so that's still 3. That's still 3.
Alright, so 3-1. Alright, so 3-1.
So explain it.
What's about leadership?
KG. That's 4-1. KG demanded
Dirk led a team to the finals being a leader though.
KG led both his teams, regardless of what team he was on.
He was leading them to first round exits.
No. He led Minnesota. I know. He led Minnesota. He was the leader in Minnesota. And when he got to Boston around 2 other Hall of Famers, since you want to call them 2 other Hall of Famers.
He wasn't leading in Minnesota.
When he got to Boston, he got to Boston. He was a leader in Boston around 2 other Hall of Famers.
Last year's prime.
I don't care. He was still a leader around the Hall of Famers.
Right, all before that.
He still was a leader in Minnesota. He didn't have nobody. He didn't have nobody.
Different type of leaders though.
Dirk had way better teams than KG ever had until he got to Boston.
They said Dirk was a quiet leader. He played. Like, JJ Barea and guys who played with Dirk say he was just quiet. He played. He led you like that. Like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to play, I'm going to show you, I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to take y'all to the promised land. He took them to the promised land.
He took them to the promised land.
Twice.
Mm-hmm. Twice.
And he lost. He lost. And he had, again, I'm going to say this again, he had a better supporting cast around him than KG ever had.
Not that last finals run when he beat the Heat.
Who?
No, that
cast ain't had nothing.
Taking Jason Terry or Ray Allen?
Say what? I said he had a better supporting cast than KG had in Minnesota. I didn't say in Boston. I said Minnesota. I didn't say in Boston.
Talking about the middle years of
KG's prime year up until he got to his final year, consider his final prime year in Boston.
Okay.
But throughout his whole tenure in Minnesota, Dirk had way better teams, way better supporting cast than KG ever had. Period.
I think we could cross that one out.
Nah,
I don't think you could definitively just get at the KG.
Yeah, I disagree.
KG was more boisterous, so it looked like it. I'm telling you, he just talked the talk, man.
And he didn't talk the talk. He just walked it. He carried it. He commanded his teams. He was the leader out there of his team, both on offense and defense. He was the anchor on both sides of the ball.
All right, let's find a way to even out this attribute. Who got a better one-leg shot?
Dirk.
Who got longer hair?
Dirk.
We're talking about the big ball.
Who got longer hair? Dirk.
Listen.
Who taller? I think Dirk might be taller, right?
Nah, they both 7'1", ain't they? They both 7'1". They both 7'1". So they ain't no taller. Listen, I'm not the.
Who dominated on 2 continents?
Yeah.
Come again?
Yeah, I ain't talking about Dirk did it over and then came back to the NBA. KG was just in the NBA. He's surrounded by the best.
Last time I checked, what was KG compared to Dirk? So we ain't even doing it. Yeah, right. We ain't doing it. Nah, listen.
Nah, you got points with KG because it's two-way.
He's two-way. He was a two-way player. I can depend on him on both offense and I can depend on him on defense. I can tell him to anchor that D, and if I need a bucket, I can give him to him. He can give me a bucket. He was the prototypical power forward what we got today. Plain simple. Period. He was the prototypical power forward what we got today. Being able to step out and shoot and be in the paint and play defense. He was a prototypical power forward. The man was called the big ticket, the kid when he came in. What was Dirk's nickname? Somebody tell me.
You need.
All I know is
What? Zach
German.
Yeah,
His nickname is the best European player ever.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and he got that to his name.
That wasn't no nickname.
That's his nickname.
That wasn't no nickname.
You know,
So-
Garnett, yeah, nah, all respect to Garnett because, you know, they both great players. Garnett, first player to come out of high school since like 1975, and to live up to that,
He wasn't,
you know.
He wasn't since 1975, but he was the most successful one since 1975.
No, I mean, like the last one.
Yeah.
Once he came, it wasn't a player came out of high school since 1975. Then they brought it back with him.
Right.
And he led up to that. Like, he lived up to expectations
Right, exactly.
of, you know, hitting his prime. And then, you know,
That's part of me. That's part of his time. That's why I don't consider him when he played Dirk and got swept. He was still growing because he was still a kid technically. He was still learning the game, still learning where he fits in. He was not. He had the skill set to come out of high school, but he still had to learn the game in the NBA. Dirk, if you want to use a cheat code, you're right. Dirk got a lesson and learned how to play overseas already. So when he came to the NBA, he was already a little bit of a little seasoned person. KG had to learn.
That's a fact. I didn't go either way with these players. I mean, you got some big points either way. You know, I think what kind of helps Dirk. I swept you in your prom, bro. With Nash and Finley. I mean,
right. About to say like don't say he swept. Wait a minute.
He swept.
You got Nash and Finley that year. Who did I have besides KG?
Yeah, Wally.
Yeah, all right. So exactly my point.
Wally, Finley. You know what I'm saying?
They're about the same, man. Yeah, they're about the same.
Michael Finley compared to Wally Zerbiak, we ain't doing that. we disrespecting Michael Finley all the way around.
Well, that is where we stand on this. It go either way. Dutch said both primetime players, so let us know who y'all think was better in their prime, Dirk or KG. It's another episode. Let's talk about it. Peace.